Right, in the previous video I didn't cover or didn't show the inlet and outlet guide. That's the inlet guide to the rollers, and that is the outlet guide to the MIG torch. Now in this one, this screw has been cross-threaded, that little screw there, and I can't tighten up on that, so it comes out. So that's another downer. Probably slapped it together, Friday afternoon job. But these cogs are good. It makes it more or less a direct drive. And then what's poor about this one, there are no markings to tell you what tension you've got on there, because you screw that up and down to apply tension on that roller to that roller down there. Whereas on the little tin book, the cheapo, it's good, isn't it? So you look in the booklet, the handbook, and it'll tell you if you've got a whatever wire you've got, what setting to set that at. So I'm not on a backhander from tin book. But I'm disappointed with these people. Right, so I think that's covered that. When you've run the wire through to the other end of the torch, the contact tip end or the outlet, you'll need to take your contact tip out of the end there, otherwise that might butt up against the back of it, and then you'll have problems snagging up back at the rollers if the pressures are incorrect. So once you get to there, this is the tip that was sent with Andali with this torch. So you'll have to give that a nip up with a pair of pliers, but I'm one-handed at the moment. So then you push that on, and there you are. Now if you look inside there now, that is recessed inside the nozzle. Now this larger nozzle is probably twice the weight of what Andali sends you and what you get nowadays. Now I think that bigger one will take more heat. But the other thing is, if you look on that nozzle, it protrudes slightly, whereas that one is down. Now I think you get a better view, not doing very good with the camera, get a better view, and it's a nicer arc because you can shorten it. Like I mentioned previously, shorter the arc or the stick out, the more amps you get, longer the less you get. So it's less volts, more amps, less volts. So shorter the stick out, more amps you get. So I think that's beneficial. And the other thing is, I'll just put this one back over here. This end here is where everything terminates and starts. So the wire will come through that nozzle, hit the job, feed back slightly, and pick up the current from the tip. It's known as a contact tip. That provides the gas shroud if you need a gas shroud, if you're using MIG-MAG CO2. So it's very important, and if that hole goes over size, i.e. from 0.8 to 0.9 to 1 mil, the wire doesn't contact as well on the side of the hole. So then your arc will start to be affected. So it's worth remembering that if your arc starts playing up and the nozzle or the tip's been in for a long time, you might need a new tip. So I hope that's of use. That wire protruding out the end of the nozzle and the contact tip is 12 mil long. That's slightly excessive, that is. You might get porosity with the low gas rates I use. But if you're using gasless, you could go a little bit longer than that. But what you have to remember is, the longer that wire stick out, you affect the amps. So the shorter the stick out, the more amps you've got. The longer the stick out, the less amps you've got. So it's less amps, more volts, less amps. So if you want to control an arc, you can control it slightly by the stick amp. So I think that covers it. Oh, if you do follow this, please subscribe. It just helps us model it, I suppose. So happy welding. Yes. You see it now?
Yeah.
now shielded. Right. Right, the weld's now finished. I'll move across those in a sec. I'm just going to turn this thing off. It's so noisy. It's close to 70 decibels at the back of the machine. So it's the main fault it's got. It's not fan on demand. I've got a fan on there to blow smoke off so we could get a good video of the gasless. And that's it. That's the Andel. It's until you strike an arc, it's silent, and when you finish, it runs for about 80 seconds. So, very nice machine. And I must say, this is the hardest part of the job, filming. So, my poor 76-year-old wife has had to come in and stand for me. So, that's the dip transfer MIG, lightly wire brushed up, very little spatter, and that's the gasless. I was starting to get hiccups a bit. I think I didn't tighten the wire feed up enough. But if that's good enough for your job, the gas that would have been used on that has paid for that wire. So if you're looking at buying a machine and you don't want to spend £100 to rent the cylinder for life, you get it back when you take the cylinder back, then £80 for the gas. Cordless is, gasless is the way to go. It's a very nice wire. If somebody wants, I'll do even thinner. I think I've done 1 mil with it, I think, and it turns out pretty well okay. I've yet to step up and do thick to see how it handles a large weld pull. So I'll cover torch angles. Gasless, you drag, and you can extend your stick out. Now, you can take the nozzle off, but I don't like it because the gas diffuser that's below it is live. So you've only got to touch down. So you drag. Now, if you do need to weave a bit, because you will get the root with this, if you do need a slight weave, which we all wobble anyway, it'll spread the weld metal about a bit. But none of this huge movements. So that's the gasless. And then the one with the shielding gas on, I've got 20% CO2. You just move steadily forward. So you push if it's not got slag at that sort of angle. So you bisect the angle, leaning back at about 30 degrees. So that's of use. Happy welding.